Hello everybody and welcome to this video in which I want to shortly talk about inflation that is happening right now in 2020 as of uh, April, and what you hear and read in the news it's kind of a partial truth. Here we can see when we just type in inflation in Google, it says US inflation rate hits new 40-year high of 7.9%. Let's call it 8%, right? It's from February 2022. And so I'm telling what I want to say is that the inflation rate is actually higher than 7.9% or 8%. In the US here, uh, and it's the strongest economy. US dollar is everything is back to the US dollar because it's supposed to be the strongest dollar that if everything goes, the US dollar goes last, right? So here we can see in the UK, United Kingdom inflation rate 6.1%, right? It must be something wrong about it, right? As we see, it might be yeah, it's from January, so it might be all or February, who knows? But what I want to say is that the rate of which inflation rate increases is much higher, and it's not dynamic evolving. It's more like a vector evolving because there must be so many different figures included in the actual inflation rate, right? It's an inflation rate of assets. Are we talking about inflation rate of money, inflation rate of bonds? Uh, it, it, it really plays a huge role of how you actually calculate an inflation rate. And also, the inflation rate is different for different individuals, right? For someone, the inflation rate wouldn't be as high as someone else, right? As someone who's running the company with a load of employees uh, might get um, might get bankrupt, right? Because the inflation rate will touch him so much more than someone who's just sitting in the parents' basement and playing the video games, right? That's a totally different story. So I highly recommend to go and check Michael Saylor and listen to what he's gonna say. I want to warn you, though. Here, you can see the second video here. Don't go and watch it. It's the scam. Anytime you can see some headlines like Bitcoin for Corporation 22 featuring Michael Saylor and like some giveaway, Bitcoin giveaway or something, and usually it's live. Almost every time it's live. Don't go there. Don't give them any money. That's scam, right? They are fighting them all the time, and it's hard to get rid of them because for every one that they put down, the two rise up. So it's kind of impossible. So I recommend to check the official channel source and watch it. Just for example, here Patrick Bet David podcast. You could say PBD podcast. That's official. Go and watch it. It's not live, so you can be assured that it's a real video because it hasn't been taken down. Right? These live events are there for not long. They take them down, but more and more appear. Right? They are just scamming you. So that's I just want to warn you. Here another one, right? You see, MicroStrategy, and it's not that their company. It's a scam, right? So be careful about it. Don't watch live events about Bitcoin ever. You get scammed, especially when they ask you to give them money, right? But now, okay, so just go and watch Michael Saylor talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and importance for ordinary people to get involved in early because that's the way out of this mess that governments created and do actually create for last centuries, for many centuries, right? We always lose as normal people. So I believe the Bitcoin is a way out of it. I am not alone. Here you can see and read the headlines that Peter Thiel, who is the co-founder of PayPal, right? PayPal that Elon Musk and Peter Thiel founded in, I believe, 1999. He gets involved in the Bitcoin because he believes it's the new way for every single person to regain the freedom again, right? If you would actually think that you have a real freedom, you really don't have a freedom because governments can seize anything that you have, right? It's a little bit harder to see the Bitcoin because the Bitcoin is a decentralized software application that does its own thing without anyone actually interfere with it, right? It's it's incorruptible, as they say. So you can read the headlines. Peter Thiel calls Warren Buffett a sociopath grandpa from Omaha, right? Because he hates Bitcoin. Warren Buffett hates Bitcoin, so people just don't like Warren Buffett anymore, probably. Here another headline: Bitcoin price will rise 100x, replace gold, and rival value of entire stock market. That's what Peter Thiel says, who's like big businessman in there, right? For the last 20 years at least. So I highly recommend to go and educate yourself. Michael Saylor, a PBD podcast, that's a good one. And you will basically get the idea from Michael Saylor anything that you need to know about economy and the uh, systematically driven inflation and how there is no way out of it other than Bitcoin. Finally started to understand 2 years later. Even I invested in some little bit in Bitcoin, but I wished I invested much, much more if I knew what I know now 2 years ago, right? So, with that being said, thanks very much for listening, and check out the links under this video. There is some information about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, and yeah, talk to you soon, and bye bye.